get into Zoho technologies and other companies. He is training kids to get the necessary skills to get into very highly paying talking to us about how to adopt artificial intelligence in teaching mathematics. And SHOIAB, I think you should introduce yourself. That will be more appropriate than because it's full of technical things.
Sure.
And then you can start the session. Go ahead, SHOIAB. Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good evening to all. It's my immense pleasure. Thanks for the delightful opportunity, sister, for addressing this wonderful educated audience. Really happy to be here and be a part of this. Just to start with, let me introduce myself. My name is SHOIAB, Muhammad SHOIAB. I'm primarily a postgraduate in management science, passed out in 97. Started my career as a lecturer. Then, as any teacher does, got into a software career for quite some time. Then 2004, I started my company called Harry's Infotech. And I have been running this company for the last 18 years almost. Majorly handling training programs generally. That's my main core area. To various companies like Infosys or Wipro or Presidio or Nesting or Procter & Gamble. Big Five also, many of them are my clients. And majorly I handle programs related to FOSS, free open source software. So which mostly revolves around Java and its related associated friendly technologies. So for the last, I would say for the last 18 years, I'm a teacher by profession. So that's my main thing. And alhamdulillah, Corona was a great blessing in one way, blessing in disguise, I would refer that as. It made me realize there's a lot more we can do with computer and with software. So that's how I got introduced to people like Sister Nihar, Parveen Papa, and a lot of eminent people who are doing wonderful jobs, got associated with them and started doing little bit like them in a small way. Alhamdulillah, Allah has given us little success. And last 3 years, I'm in public life, majorly doing programs other than my corporate programs. That's it. That's my short background and short introduction, sister. I hope that should be good enough. Anything you would like to add, sister, or shall we start?
We can proceed. MashaAllah.
Jazakallah khair, Salim sir. Okay. I will put it across in a simple sense. But before I proceed, see, when I started my career, I come from a very humble background, from a government school, and till second standard, I was in a Palwadi, no education. So I always had the shyness of expressing myself, especially in English language, and always hide that when I attended after my college, I had that issue. So I normally ask people, before I address a gathering, are you comfortable with English, or can I go with Tamil or Hindi or whichever language you're comfortable with? Because I don't know how many of you can. It is not bad, or it is not low that we speak in Tamil or Hindi or Urdu. So all that is important.
You can go bilingual on and off.
Okay.
But I think English is okay with all of us. A little bit Tamil is okay, not Urdu.
Okay, sister. So anyway,
many of them don't understand Urdu.
Okay.
I think they're all teachers and management also. A little bit, if you use Tamil, it's okay.
Fine, sister. So
Okay.
if my English is bad, let me know. I'll speak in Tamil. Not an issue. Okay. Anyway, first of all, like, thank you very much. And let me quickly and briefly tell you the objective without wasting much of the time, so that I can spend more time on the Q&A and the query sessions. See, practically speaking, like there are few things which have happened like the recent past, which really opened up my, the way I think and the way I perceive things. One such incident which really helped me to understand the scenario of the teachers was when Corona was declared, like when lockdown was declared. A lot of teachers, especially, got affected, especially the private school teachers and teachers who are in the primary section, especially. They had a tough time. They had a tough time. One such teacher by name OYS, like, I mean, he lives in Palavakkam. He lost his job and he came to me, asking for financial help. I mean, first of all, I didn't know him. So before, helping anybody, I normally inquire about their whereabouts. So I found that he is a teacher, max teacher, teaching in a school. And now he is out of job and the salary is not given by the school, and he was suffering. So I said, you are a max teacher. Now, max is something different from rest of the subject. It's always on demand. I don't see any reason for you not earning money. Then we discussed for a few more days, and then I requested him to give him his details. So he gave me his details. Believe me or not, these details I circulated among most of the WhatsApp groups and most of the internet. And I also opened a small web page for him, OIS Max Teacher, in Wix.com. And by God's grace, fortunately, today he has students from almost all over the globe who wants to learn mathematics. He's charging handsomely, and he's no more going to a school. He is well settled, in fact. So it's almost now 1.5 2 years. So he used to regularly touch base with me, and keeps telling me the success stories, like how people from Dubai, Singapore, and a lot of other places, even Canada, they used to connect with him, and different timings, different groups of people want to study max. And he also improved, and he's good in max, and he has created a niche for himself. Now, why I said this was, now definitely we have a potential, no doubt about it. Now, how we use this potential is one. This is one thing which you can look into. Like a local subject, you can go global. So at least future-wise, in one sense, like you can say that everybody wants to learn max, and you have that treasure with you, and you can definitely survive in a much better way than whatever position you are in right now. Believe me or not. And the second thing, what normally I think is, I little think beyond that. So I started looking at ways how we can make things better. So at that point of time, one thing I realized from OSAP was, he is teaching mathematics, but many times the way he explains fine is very good. But certain times, like his explanation lacks that clarity, and the ultimate sufferer is the student. So I started listening his lectures, listening his classes, trying to find out how I can do better, do something better. So always these max teachers have this dual face. One super duper teacher where when the student understands. Another is very tough teacher, get a good a scary kind of image when the student does not understand max. So I was just looking at various models, like how we can solve, or rather like how can we look into this problem statement of scary teacher or something like that. Then one thing I realized is, like max teacher is good if the student understands. The max teacher is scary if the student does not understand. Now, there are other perspectives also. The student sometimes is called very intelligent if he is good in maths. In fact, maths students who are very good in maths are the ones who also clear NEET, IIT kind of examination, and they also excel very well in future. And the people who cannot understand maths, they suffer a lot. Believe me or not, they suffer a lot. We find it very difficult to place these students in companies. I will ask one simple question to make it more interactive and more friendly. Let me, just a small question. If I know it will be very easy for you people, but still this question is asked by me to know several engineering students, several college students. Believe me, not even one person gave me the answer. Not even one person gave me the answer. This was given to me in a question paper by Zoho company, and nobody answered it. It was very, surprising. I'll ask you the question, see whether it's easy or tough. You have to tell me, because I don't know whether it is tough or easy. You face the students, you know the student mentality. Probably you can judge very well. Just a simple question. See, a person is given 15 rupees, and there is a shop which sells chocolate for 1 rupee. So you know very well, for 15 rupees, you get 15 chocolates, right? Now the shop has an offer. Now, if you give 3 wrappers, you will get 1 chocolate free. So now the question is, with 15 rupees, how many chocolates can you buy? Can you bring home? My question is clear. 15 rupees, 1 rupee, 1 chocolate. Offer is 3 wrappers, you give 1 chocolate free. Now, how many chocolates can you bring home with 15 rupees? Any guesses? Okay, Najima says 21. 15 rupees, 1 rupee, 1 chocolate. If you give 3 wrappers, you get 1 chocolate free.
Is 21 the answer?
No, sister.
22?
22. Soma. You're right. It's 22. 15 rupees, 15 chocolates. 15 chocolates have 5 wrappers. That 5 wrappers, 5, that is 5 chocolates you get, 3 wrappers. 5 threes are there. So you get 5 chocolates. That 5 chocolate has 5 wrappers. So you give 10 chocolates. You give 3 wrappers, you get 1 chocolate. Again, 1 chocolate has 1 wrapper, right? So you get 22 chocolates. I mean, am I making sense? Correct? Now, this is the real question. Like, why we could not tell this upfront? I hope you get the reality, right? It's a reality check. Now we have some basic, problems here. In fact, after this question, was asked, I started looking into where we are making a mistake, and almost everybody, even in the engineering college and even in arts college, everybody gave a wrong answer. And see what's happening with most of the students who are learning maths is they want to solve the problem ASAP. That's what we all did, right? Am I right? We wanted to solve the problem ASAP, immediately. That's what we did, correct? Am I right or wrong? I mean, is that a wrong? 22, ma'am. 22. 15 chocolates, 15 wrappers. So 15 by 3, 5. So you give 15 wrappers, you get 5 chocolates. So 20 chocolates. Then 5 wrappers, 5 chocolates are extra, right? That 5 may 3 you give, you get one more chocolate. So you got 2 wrappers plus 1 chocolate. That also has a wrapper. So you give that 3, you get 1 chocolate. So now you will have 22 chocolates. Correct. Now, can I say that all of us, like, I mean, initially we had 21, right? It's not that you don't know maths. Everybody knows maths. But the question is, we all tried to solve the problem ASAP. Correct? Am I right? We were in a hurry. Am I right or not? Correct me if I'm wrong. We want to give the answer like this. And this is what, I say, I would rather call this as a trap in maths. Correct? If we are given the time, like slowly 1 hour or so, even then we will not spend that 1 hour solving that problem. We just want to quit giving the answer. So ultimately here we prove Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah says, no, I mean, human is made like that. He is always in hurry. We want to prove that again and again. And it's fact. Anyway, so here we have any mathematics problem. Our basic issue here is we want to do it fast and immediately solve the problem and do it. Now, believe me or not, see, the brain which we have is a very strong brain. It's in fact, it's worth equivalent to millions of computers. Actually speaking, it's the brain which is so confident that it pushes towards the answer. Now, all we need to do here is we need to tweak our brain a little bit and then make the brain understand the problem statement, make the brain understand the solution and the steps of the solution, and then finally arrive at the solution. Now, believe me, brain is brain. Now, if we could control the brain a little bit, believe me or not, we all will get the answer. It's not that we don't know maths. If we tweak the brain a little bit, fine, we'll get the answer in the one shot, in the first shot itself. Little bit tweaking is needed. Now, this is something, a little bit of research is done on that. And I also went through several, papers, documents, all these things. I found out there are some main liquids which segregate, and a lot of biological information was there. Then there are something called as lobes, which are sharper in some people, which are not sharper in some people. But the best part of the brain is anybody can tweak it. It's not that only the intellectuals, anybody can tweak it. So at one point of time, I was going through a book, rather than some papers written by a famous mathematician. His name is Al-Khwarizmi. He lived somewhere in 630 CE during 630, that is after Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He is a Tabu Tabi'in actually. Now he is a mathematician. To your surprise, he is the father of algebra, and he is also father of algorithm. He is also an eminent author in trigonometry, and he is also a person who is very famous for creating longitude and latitude. Very famous personality. In fact, IBM has given him the title of father of algorithm. This mathematician has written a beautiful thing called as a subject by name algorithm. So we all know algorithm. I mean, maybe not you, but we computer people, we all have studied algorithm in our college days and separately also. But I never saw algorithm in this perspective before reading Khwarizmi. So what I saw in Khwarizmi's book was algorithm is basically understanding the way the brain does a job. Algorithm is a subject by which you can understand the way the brain does a job. Step-by-step instructions which are being performed by the brain can be traced, and if that is traced, he is calling that subject as algorithm. Now that was a little eye-opener for me, and I started looking more into this. So what I found at the end of the day is whatever our brain does, it's possible for us to draw that in a paper. If I could draw that in a paper, I understand the entire step-by-step process of my brain. And ultimately, I can also visually showcase what my brain did to solve a problem. Now, this subject was very fascinating to me. And I started looking into how I can improve this subject. Then in fact, I wrote a book on a little bit on algorithm with main focus on solving mathematical equations. Plenty of mathematical problems I tried solving, and also it's available on net. I went through that, all these things. Finally, I found that every problem which were very dark to me, very gray to me during my school days, during my college days, once I started reading the algorithm of that particular problem statement, whether it is simple odd number, even number, or no simple strong number, interest calculation, or simple trigonometric problems, or quadratic function, or probability, or time mean a difference. Now I could understand them in a much better way the moment I see the problem and solution in a pictorial format, because algorithm is a pictorial representation of what my brain does, or step-by-step instructions of what my brain does. And it made me understand this easier, and I started converting that into programs in C. In fact, I learned C also. At the same time, I also learned mathematical functions, mathematical equations in a much better way. So as an experiment, I did this experiment with New College 4 or 5 months back. In fact, before that only I met Parveen's sister and discussed about this also. So in New College, like we had this BSc computer science students. They were unable to get a breakthrough in the IT industry. So around 170 people were approached as a sample study. They don't know they are samples, but for me they are samples actually. So in that 55 turned up, and 55 में 30 were regular. In fact, what I did was I had a teacher from mathematics department New College. I asked him to teach mathematics to them, and I gave the algorithms to them because he was not aware of algorithms. So algorithm was given to the students, and mathematical things he taught. Then the students compared the algorithm with the mathematical solutions they got, and they converted that into C programs. Believe me or not, the success rate was really good. Today, in that 25, 22 were regular. 18 people got placed in Zoho, and 2 people got placed in Anode Technologies. Rest 2 people as usual. 22 totally we trained at the end, because there is always an attrition, right? So 22 में 2 people were not confident. In fact, they were engineers. They were not in my sample. They were engineers. They made themselves part of the program, but final stages they left. So 20 people who were in that program not only learned programming, they also learned mathematics. Because in Zoho, to clear the level 1, level 2, and level 3 examination, they have to be good in quadratic functions, probability, mean, time, distance, fine, matrix, algebra. Now, these are the minimal things you need to know, without which they cannot. And believe me or not, all these students who I know, you can understand what kind of graduate, and if they were very good in mathematics, probably they would have gone for IIT or NIT or not engineering. So they are average students. I was also an average student. We always have that max means scary. So that mindset people were able to understand it, and successfully today also I met them. Last Wednesday they joined the company. They have got the offer letter, and people inside were very surprised to see that people with BSc and CS background, they have joined, because they don't recruit arts graduates. They only recruit engineers. And I should say thanks to the mathematics professor who gave a very good in-depth coaching on mathematics. And of course, thanks to Al Khawarizmi for the algorithms knowledge, which I gained through him. So a combination of that made people understand mathematics. And believe me, without understanding of mathematics, they wouldn't have cleared the level 1, neither level 2. Neither level 1 itself, they couldn't have cleared. Believe me. So that, some confidence, I got only after doing the sample study. Then when I spoke to Neha's sister, why can't we, have a small program with mathematics teachers, and let me teach algorithms and see, because I'm not good in maths. Believe me, I'm not a maths teacher. I'm still a scary maths student. I get nightmares of trigonometry, algebra, and all. I will get now also if I start studying. So I'm not, as talented like you. So basically, I'm good at programming. I'm good at algorithm, and I'm good at little bit, basic maths and all. So I can take you to some level where I can teach you algorithm and see. Of course, definitely, I would call. See, for me, everything is sample study only. Believe me or not, sorry for telling this openly, but if you could make a difference out of this particular subject and try teaching your students through the algorithmic way of teaching, I'm sure definitely, like how my students have gained. Now, your students are not for employment, but definitely I have a faith that at least they will start loving maths. At least they will start loving maths. They will understand maths. I'll tell you a simple way of what I have planned. Maybe after that we'll have a Q&A. See, primarily, like if I have a mathematics problem, normally you know very well, you write it on board. I'm still guessing. Maybe you are better than and you're doing a better job. I'm not denying anything. Maybe you have to correct me if I'm wrong also. So normally how my teachers used to do is they will write the problem on board and they will tell us orally what that does, and finally we get an answer. And believe me or not, even algebra, trigonometry, all these things I have memorized. My memory was very good. So all programs I'll memorize. That's how I cleared my 10th and 12th. It's not the mistake of teacher, believe me, not at all. It's my mistake only. I should understand, but I was not so sharp and I could not understand that. So it was beyond my cup of tea. So I used to memorize that, and given that problem statement, and teachers are also generous enough. I know very well what I wrote. I will not even get 10 marks out of 100. But still they have given me, pass marks, in some places, 70, 80 and all. It's all the grace of teachers who have given me that marks. Otherwise, it's very difficult, frankly speaking. Now, that's all. Now, instead of that, what I have in my mind is what we have done in our training program is every problem statement which is given by you, we write an algorithm for that. We write step-by-step instructions. We got a pictorial way of representing algorithm. I'll show you how an algorithm looked like. Maybe you might be knowing, but just for people who are new to this, let me show you one algorithm. So any mathematical equation is definitely a process, correct on it, a process. So you could see here, there is a process, and there are some symbols which represents, like you could see here, there are some symbols, see, like this. So if normally we think that no, computers only use this, not at all. Any mathematician can use this to understand every problem statement and represent the solution with the help of these flow charts. Like it can have a start, it can have a end, it can have a process, it can have a decision, it can have a connector, parallel processor, concurrent processor, measurement, input, output. That's all thing will have, right? So if I could convert my equations, if I could convert my problems, solutions into a pictorial representation, probably I can show this to my students and say that this is how my brain has done the job. This is how my brain, see, this is what the Zoho people asked. They asked us, our students, to write step by step what the program does in plain English. Now that's the place, no, our training helped them to crack that. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been possible. So step-by-step process, every problem statement, we have to write like this. And we also taught them C so that they can create a artificial intelligence. See, believe me, nature, artificial, iyarkai, sayarkai. What we have is the best of the best thing, God's gift, brain. Now this has every ability to solve any problem. Now, if I could trace this and brought it in a paper and pen, I can draw that as a chart. Then I can show what my brain did to everyone. And a programmer can see that and convert that into a program. If he could convert that into a program, believe me, we can create artificial intelligence. Making a machine do what a human do or human does is what we are referring it as artificial intelligence. In simple logic, even a simple program in a calculator is an artificial intelligence. It's an example of that. It need not be a big machine. Even a small calculator is an artificial intelligence. It is able to do some calculation, correct or not? I'll end up my speech with a small example. This was written by a Khwarizmi. That was his first algorithm. So he's such a big personality. Given a simple algorithm, even today it is being used. The algorithm is named as greedy algorithm. He says, if you have, like say 10, 15 currency notes with you, if you have 10, 15 currency notes with you, some are 2000 denomination, some are 500 denomination, some are like 100 denomination, 200 denomination, some 15, 20 currencies are there. Now, I asked you to pick up 3000 rupees from them, from that bundle of currencies. Now, can you tell me which currencies you will take? I have a currency bundle of different currency denominations. I want to take 2000 or 3500 rupees. Which currency notes denominations will pick up? Can you put it in chat? Which denominations will pick up? You'll pick up in descending order, ascending order, whichever you want. Okay. Cool. Again, we are proving the Almighty that we are not only, we don't have no patience. Almighty says, Allah says, we are also greedy. And we again prove that. Whoever said 2000 first, see, again we are hurry. We want to complete the task as early as possible. So 3000 rupees means first mind will go to 2000. And then if another 1000 rupees is there, you would have taken that 1000 rupees. Unfortunately, now 1000 denomination is not there. Fine, you pick up 500 rupee notes. Correct or not? Now, Nusrat says 700 rupee, 500 rupee notes. Tell me, is that a better approach, or taking one 2000 rupee note and 500 rupee note is better? Just because Almighty says we are greedy doesn't mean that it's bad. Human nature it is. Correct or not? Fine. Am I right? Correct? 2000 rupee note. See, today all ATM machines follow this greedy algorithm. Correct or not? You go to a ATM machine, they give you the cash in the minimum possible time with the best denominations. Am I right? See, Khwarizmi's algorithm, greedy algorithm, it has its own pros and cons. That's a different thing. But you have an algorithm. Now tell me, how many of you can draw what your brain did in a paper using that decision symbol you just saw here? This is the question. How many of you can draw what your brain did using this pictorial notations? Now the real game starts, right? See, if you make this understandable to a school student, it might be difficult if you speak to him orally. But if you could draw it as a picture, of course, it's a laborious work. I do agree with that. But if that is drawn as a picture, now, will it make the life of the student easier or not? Seeing the picture can be something like this. I can draw that, a sample I can draw. Maybe you can get a feel of it. So the moment I gave you a problem statement, you started that, correct or not? And then you accepted the input. You accepted the input, right? And then you took a decision. I can go as elaborate as possible. And in the decision symbol, you check highest currency note is greater than, this is, here you get the actual. Highest is greater than actual. It's not right. So you went further down. No. What you did? You added that money to kitty. Then again you went for the highest denomination. Am I right? Highest. This is yes. Greater than means no. Highest currency note. Greater than, find balance. Correct or not? If it is greater than balance, again, what you did? You added that to kitty along with the previous value. No means. But it was 2000 again. So if it is no 2000 rupee note, then add the current note with already added currency note. Correct or not? Now tell me, I'm asking an open question. Now, rather than we explaining orally, if every max problem can be drawn a flow chart like this, and if I tell to my students, I'm asking this open question, please tell me very openly, because as I said, we are learning. So can the student understand it better? Mathematics. Will he love mathematics? Okay, Alhamdulillah. Rizwan says, mashallah. Because I mean, last 4 months I'm sleeping, eating with this. Every time thinking like, can we make the lives of the student, more comfortable by making them understand maths, love maths. So this is what, the whole concept and idea is. See, believe me or not, I'm a very poor, super is one, sir. Super. Mashallah, super. So see, I'm not good in maths. You are good in maths. What I'm good in is artificial intelligence. I'm good in programming. See, if I can teach you algorithm, if I can teach you programming now, and if you could convert your problems starting from simple things to complex things, algebra, trigonometry, I don't know what and all you can do. I'm sure you can do wonders. If you could do that, now that will be definitely a big thing, a big achievement for the whole humanity as such. I feel like now most of our teachers are using the computers to use present PPTs to do Zoom meetings. Probably this is a chance for us to even teach mathematics through algorithm and C, thereby making them learn two things. One, they learn mathematics. Along with that, in a very early age, they learn algorithm. And one who learns algorithm, believe me or not, for him learning C language or Java language is just one step away. Just one step away. Even that also can be made simpler. If you learn C, if I teach you C and if I teach you algorithm, you yourself will ask the students to not only use pen and paper to write mathematical problems, you will also ask the students to draw them in flowcharts and also convert them into C program, thereby making every mathematical problem which their brain has solved naturally to making a machine solve artificially. They can convert all their intelligence into artificial intelligence. Maybe this can be the budding ground or what breeding ground for the future programmers. Because definitely, believe me or not, the future lies in artificial intelligence. And the students and the kids who are going to be good in artificial intelligence, they are the people who are going to shine. I mark my words, this is going to be the future. Future is not for simple maths. Believe me or not. Future is for those people who can convert their maths to programs. If we cannot convert maths to programs, we are at that. We are at that. So this is just I'm just trying to predict future. It's not that future is already there, but it's very limited. But definitely over a period of time, you'll see this very common across. And if we don't catch the thing now, somebody will catch. Anyway, that's all I have, teachers. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Maybe you can ask me your questions if you have any. I hope I have delivered the message. Maybe if you have any doubts, you can ask me. I hope nobody left. Because we teach, I'm also a teacher, right? We are very good at making people sleep.
Yeah, Salim bhai, there is some hand risen. Why don't you unmute them?
Yeah, Varalakshmi ma'am.
Varalakshmi ma'am. I'm not able to do that.
Okay, Majera has asked a very valid question, sister. See, the recent training program I did for BSc Computer Science students, I taught them through a max teacher, quadratic function, algebra, time, mean, distance. I think that's a very high standard only. If that can be solved, inshallah, definitely the lower standard things we can definitely solve. It's all your baby. You can tune it to any level you like. If you are very good at it, definitely you can solve any problem of any size. I still remember I have seen algorithms of some programs which run for 10-15 pages also. 10-15 pages. That same problem, if you say orally, understand what I have done for that 10-15 page problem was I used the entire glass panel of my company from one end to the other end. We drawn that, and it helped a lot. That's how we are doing. We used, after that we started using plotters in that company to print big algorithms flowcharts for people to understand it better. We then paste it using sellotapes on the wall, and we see that as a single picture. It's a future thing. Maybe.
Yeah, Mr. Mohammed, go ahead.
Dr.
Yes, sir.
Walaikum salam.
Our headmaster from Europe He's a doctorate in mathematics. He's the headmaster of the school, member school of Vamyat. He wants to ask you some question.
Definitely, sir. Definitely, sir. Please.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay.
Alhamdulillah, the program was very nice. What you are telling is very nice. And our school teachers are attending in this program. My question is, sir, will it work out for slow learners? See, slow learners, we have to teach them in this method. They have to understand this, and they have to reproduce in the exam the method which the examiners expect.
Yes, sir. I totally agree, sir. Practical difficulties only you know. The only thing which I am looking at is to make things understand better. And the case study which I did was with students who are very poor, and we saw a good result. People are understanding, the college students. I'm sure like picture is worth 1,000 words. This is the saying. And definitely for slow learners, this should be a boon rather than as a punishment. I'm sure, damn sure, I'm pretty confident that pictorial representation of the mathematical problems will help in understanding things better rather than making it complex. That much I have faith. And examination, those things I have no idea. Maybe you are the best person to judge all those things.
Definitely, the slow learners will they will improve more, and they will benefit more from such programs. Varalakshmi ma'am, you can unmute and talk.
Sir, in your opinion, from which standard of education, from higher standard, higher standard from after 10th or 12th or from the college, from which level this understanding of this natural intelligence should start, do you think?
Sir, in my opinion, teachers can take that call rather than me taking the call. The teachers can take the call. Right now, what we can do is we can train the teachers first. Only after they get a feel, get an idea. I would rather say, because my experiment was on the college students. Definitely, that may not be sufficient to say any statement. If the teachers get trained on this, after they start looking at the real scenarios, maybe they will be the right people to say. Only one addition I would like to say, the students who came to me, they had difficulties even in addition and deletion. Believe me or not, they don't know which is used first, whether division in an equation, whether division is used or multiplication is used, where to use brackets, where to use predicates, when a predicate gets called, what is incrementation, what is decrementation, post increment, even simple logical operators like and, are, even arithmetic and relational operators like lesser than, greater than. At that level itself, they have problems. So we have to go from that level. I don't know in which class these things are being taught after numbers. Maybe from that level, like when the student is taught what is numbers, what is odd number, what is zero, and what is prime number, even number, Fibonacci series. Whichever level you are talking on these subjects, when the student is taught that complex things at that level, if it is second standard, then we have to start from second. If it is fifth standard, we have to LCM. I believe me or not, none of the students whom we took that 55 samples, they had no idea what is quotient, what is the remainder. Because from that day itself, the question mark was lying on their head. The division they didn't understood. They don't know LCM. They don't know HCM. Now, whichever class you are teaching that, from that class itself, we have to pictorially represent these things and teach them. That's what my simple analysis is. Maybe the teachers are the right people to take the call.
Sir, Taj Mahidin sir is one of our vice presidents, and he always takes part in all our programs, and he trains his teachers, and they have produced best school award and all that. Okay, so we are very happy to have you here, sir, with us. And about the program, do you have any other questions, or I can just go ahead? I think, sir, we can start from the fourth standard class. We can start this, because this is where we bring in all the multiple operations, and which comes first, like division or addition and all those things. So nowadays children start very early. They start coding very early. So I think it will be appropriate to teach them from a lower level. And about the program, since the quarterly exams are coming and the holidays are going to start, we want to start it early next week, and it is going to be a 10-day program of 2 hours each. That is phase 1. So the maths teachers who are like they identified, they will be taught the C language along with smart algorithms and flowcharts for 20 hours. So we need 10 days. Maybe we can start from the 14th and end with the 24th. So 10 days we need. And phase 2, the teachers given practice material to work on for the next 10 days. And then phase 3, the teacher has to submit flowcharts and programs of various mathematical problems. Of course, we will. This program will have a small fee, and I want you people to register immediately with the Umiyat office, whoever wants to take up this program. And this is one way of introducing artificial intelligence inside our schools. And we are very, very lucky to have people like SHOIAB, who's actually a rahma for the society. Alhamdulillah. So any other questions, or teachers, you can just tell us if that time will be convenient, because I thought during examination time, afternoons can be utilized for taking these 2 hour classes. Yes, I want some feedback on this, teachers. Yes, anybody? Any feedback?
Actually, teachers have to say.
Tamil name சொல்லலாம். And Nasira ma'am from KH, I think you can unmute yourself, I think. Can you? Otherwise, you put it in the chat box if you can't.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alaikum assalam.
From Coimbatore, Christian School. From Coimbatore. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Continue.
Yes. Sir, the children for the slow learners will not get confused when we teach the mathematical algorithm in the flow chart, because in the higher classes, they will have the syllabus like a flow chart. Yes. They will not compare both.
That's what, sister. You
Will
have
compare both the things, right?
Yeah, you have to that simple the flow chart.
Sorry, I had to go out of yeah. My network is weak.
That's what now we have to see, like how teachers absorb this. Only after the training program, the teachers should have that confidence, and when they approach the student, they should take a call whether this flowchart will make it easy for the student to understand, or whether it is going to make it tough to the student to understand. So it has to be taken a call. Like, see, some may not get also. They may think that why two things we are learning. That because student psychology, only a teacher knows better. So once you get that, as I said, ours is a learning phase all the time throughout the life. So we'll just to see how it fits in, and then see at the end the objective is the student should more than understanding, he should love mathematics. And believe me, one who loves mathematics is successful in almost all the exams. That's what I have seen my personal experience. They clear IITs very easily. They create G exam. They create NEET exams clear very easily. So make them love maths, whichever way you like. Take this as one more tool. If he learns, understands with this, use this. Even without this, he understands. Leave this. I mean, that's what I would say. Like,
MashaAllah, sir. Sir, and then our teachers they are taking their lessons through activity only. Mostly they are going on only through the activity basis.
that's what we need.
Yes, MashaAllah.
You consider this as one more activity. That's what
Yes, MashaAllah. Jazakallah, sir. It's very useful for our teachers.
Thank you, sister.
Ruby ma'am, I want your impressions on that. Since you are a computer as well as maths person, yeah.
Yes, ma'am. It is a very good thing, ma'am. We can apply in our school, ma'am.
Mashallah.
This is very good, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank
We
you.
can, through the algorithm. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes,
yes,
ma'am. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, through algorithm, we can solve more problems, sir. One more thing, even I can accept whether the students visually, otherwise they can audio wise, they can hear means they can learn more, sir. Visually means they can register. Like a movie, no? See, our students are like movies very much. So visually we represent something means that will register more in our brain. That is sure, sir. So thank you very much for your
Thanks a lot.
classes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Walaikum salam, Zaira sister.
Brother, really, it is really a wonderful idea.
You have to unmute, sister.
Okay. This is the wonderful idea which you have given us.
Thank you.
I feel that even other subjects also can be taught with this type of algorithms. This
Yes,
will
sir.
give something logical understanding for the students,
Absolutely.
inshallah.
Sure.
And thanks a lot for you.
What you say is right. Absolutely right.
Yeah, thank you.
So, Nasir bhai, you would like to say something?
Alhamdulillah, madam. It's a wonderful, new innovative method. Alhamdulillah, the thing is, whenever we come out with any new approach or innovation, there is natural inhibition in the minds. It will not accept. The people have to overcome and start. There will be starting problem. Once they take effort, then they will feel this is the one we can do a lot with that. So Alhamdulillah, it's a very great initiative. Inshallah, I hope the teachers will come forward and they take the new method.
Absolutely. Sister.
Jazakallah khair, sir. Anybody else wants to ask question, or we can wind up? So thank you very much, Shoaib bhai, for being with us and patiently explaining this how to integrate artificial intelligence inside our schools. Not only through mathematics, but somehow, somewhere we have to know what is artificial intelligence, and we have to adopt that technology as well. Just like now the computer literacy has become like in English literacy. Without knowing computers, we can't do anything. So just a few days ago, without knowing English, we can't go anywhere. It's same thing with the computers now. And now we have to at least understand artificial intelligence so that others do not use it on us. At least for that level, for our protection, we need to know what is artificial intelligence.
Nice.
And I hope the teachers, math teachers, have taken in the message you have given us and imbibed all the ideas. And Jazakallah once again, the teachers and the management which has attended today. I hope to start it early next week. We will see the feasibility and we'll start the classes, inshallah. And please keep in touch and let us embark on this journey of artificial intelligence, inshallah. Yes, sir. You want to say something, Taj sir?
One last addition I would like to add now.
Yeah.
For course, the curriculum is primarily focused on algorithms and C language. We are not going to make it tough. So it's going to be like core C language. We'll go to as much depth as possible so that you can solve complex equations with that. But that is for you, not for the students. Students, you can take it up later. But for you to understand algorithms better, you should also know how to translate algorithms into programs. So you'll have algorithms and then the translation of algorithm to C. So these two subjects are the one which will be covered in depth for you. Mathematics, you have to teach me.
Yeah, Taj Maheen sir, you want to say something? Or somebody can say the dua and finish. Unmute Taj
Indeed.
sir.
Indeed,
Sir,
it
unmute
was,
him.
He's on. He's on.
Sir, we can't hear Taj sir. He's on mute.
Are you able to hear me now?
Yes,
Yes,
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. SHOIAB, for enlightening us, because we are all very blank with about the artificial intelligence knowledge. See, you said now in future that is going to rule out now all these subjects, particularly now learning artificial intelligence will be future. So I thank you for enlightening us and also the teachers the importance of learning artificial intelligence. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Jazakallah.
So we are thankful to everyone.
Jazakallah.
Okay. Shoaib sir's message was very clear. Artificial intelligence, and all the teachers who were present here, they got the message that they need to know about it. And so we hope in future they will, most of them will be joining, and all the management peoples who were present, they too will ask their teachers to follow this artificial intelligence method and adopt it in their classrooms. So the once we will be giving you the details in near future, and the management people have to take the responsibility to make their teachers enroll in these programs. So with this, we are coming to end this program with dua. Subhanallah bihamdi, subhanakallahumma bihamdika, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.
Jazakallah khair, sir.
Jazakallah.
Jazakallah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Soy sir,
Assalamu
Jazakallah.
alaikum.
Jazakallah.